Hello, yes, this is your girl, Queen of Commentary, and we are back with another video. Yes, I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back with the jump off. Goons in the club, just case something jumps off like now. But yeah, y'all, I've been chilling, y'all, and I said, you know what? I had to play double dutch a little bit. I realized, I was just trying to see or wait until maybe some things kind of clear out a little bit, because my girls out here talking, y'all. All of the top CCs out here, y'all know who they are. They're out here dropping all kinds of tea that I don't even have access to other than YouTube. So YouTube is awesome. The community in this LaTruth saga are awesome because they always keep us all basically aware of what's going on with Miss Brittany. Well, if you actually go on Miss Brittany's page ain't really hot like that. She ain't really posting nothing. You really got to keep your eyes on these YouTube streets, because the YouTube streets have always been popping, and they actually, a little warm now. They're a little hot now because of all this information, But before we get into what I think is going on, let's do what we need to do, which is what? Thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you have not already. Cut your notifications on, and of course, leave a comment. So if you are anyone in this listening streets of the Truth Saga, y'all know what's going on, y'all. I'm sure y'all heard that Miss Thang supposedly had this guy that she used to date back in 2000. Now, my dates are not right. Y'all got to go over to Latay's World's page if you guys want to know see the documents and everything that I'm saying. But probably back in 2007 or 8, she dated this guy or whatever, and it wasn't like official dating that we know about, but we know that she actually accused him of, once again, of DV, David and Victor. You get what I'm saying? And this guy now, he's actually serving 83 years in prison for basically doing something, doing the unthinkable. Y'all know what the unthinkable is. And basically, he had all of these charges on him. He has all these charges on him. But the only charge that did not stick, that did not get on the list of why he's in there for 83 years, are the charges that Miss Brittany said. Isn't that weird? Okay, so you're telling me, okay, because I'm listening to Latay, I'm listening to the Lupox and all that, and I said, let me come in here and talk about it. So you're telling me that your first baby daddy, which they call him something, I don't know what they call him, Sleepy Hollow, but we're gonna call him Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow, he basically, supposedly, allegedly tried to put his dog out on her, meaning, like that scene in Coming to America when he was like, oh, she was somebody, when not James Earl Jones, the other one, John Amos said to his daughter's, Lisa's, Eric Lassay, I think his name is, and he said, go ahead and get him, Dottie. That's what I feel like. That's what I envision when she said, and I don't mean to make fun of it, but that's what I envision, that scene in that movie when whatchamacallit was out there with some roses, and he was like, you know what? She already moved on with Hakeem. I'm going to need you to go, Dottie, go ahead and get him. So her first man did that, right? Mind you, I didn't know he was married, y'all. That's something that's really, I feel so sorry for Miss Brittany. Right now I'm just I'm watching through the darn blinds a little bit, like, ooh, Lord, that girl came on there about a few weeks ago trying to puff her chest out and say, stop talking about me, try to, get people's pages in trouble. And boy, oh boy, if that did not make things worse on her, what do you guys think? That stuff made it worse on her. I'm nothing as far as what these darn CCs are doing out here. On here, we're like a mother hen. We just trying to lead her the right way. Say, go ahead and read the Bible. Go ahead, God loves you. We know that you're a Jezebel, but God can deliver you. Honey, everybody else, they going for the juggler. Okay, and I know she is probably looking and like saying, oh my gosh, I probably should have just kept my big mouth shut, because people are digging. Yeah, he's married. So Miss Brittany, you are definitely in the Jezebel kingdom, because you love dealing with what? Married and taken men. Okay. But anyway, so her second situation, of course, that's what she claiming, because she said only 3 men breached her fortress. Well, she didn't say breach her fortress. She said swam in her ocean. Okay. Now, we know that's not true. Okay. Because I looked at all them children and none of them match. And one thing that I don't agree with or don't understand, she put out a whole Mother's Day post and things like that. Of course, it had all of her like old footage of her and her children, her first 4 children, y'all. But it didn't have the twins, and it didn't have anything in there about her new situation. You get what I'm saying? So if you just had twins and you're not, proud of your twins, why wasn't your twins in a compilation of videos of you being a mom? You get what I'm saying? But anyway, so then her second situation, or her marriage to whatchamacallit, to Sir LaTruth, she said that, something happened with him, that, he did X, Y, and Z. And we see he has a temper, y'all. I have seen several things out there, and this was, he said he records everything. I came across one video, and I don't know if you guys seen this video, but it's this video out here circulating of Miss Brittany on the bed calling, I guess, the authorities. And she was like, oh, so-and-so had a piece. And he was like, no, I don't, you lying. And she running downstairs and she fake crying. And I just saw that all the different personalities that this young lady has. There was this movie out here called Sybil, and the Many Faces of Eve, and all of these movies that speak on multiple personalities. I'm always out here trying to be a goddamn psychiatrist, therapist, pastor, hey, it is what it is. I always want to assess and darn near diagnose situations, right? Because that's what we should be able to do. We should be able to diagnose situations. I feel she has multiple personalities. Multiple personalities. Biblically, full of demons. I feel like sometimes she can be the sweetest, most gentlest person in the world. That's how these men are falling in love with her. They don't fall in love with the Brittany that causes them to want to basically, show her the opposite of love, which is hate, right? They don't fall in love with that. They don't want to get into a relationship with that. I think, she shows that part of her. She made, during that time, we would call it the honeymoon phase. She would cook for them. She would cater to them. Let me cater to you, 'cause baby, this is your day. Do anything for my man. Baby, you blow me away. I'll fix your dinner, your salad, your dessert, and so much more. Let me cater to you. Okay? They go through that, I'm sure. She got them kids. She got all these men under her belt and things like that. She understands the situation of how to get a man. Now, then her next personality, they don't understand it or they don't see it until she does not get her way. Because, by the way, her honeymoon phase brings out the guy's honeymoon phase. So they honeymooning each other. You know how she said they tricking on each other, she and James. You get what I'm saying? But something runs out. That's the difference between love and just doing things just to get something back. Because you got to learn how to love Brittany when people are not necessarily doing what you want them to do, agreeing with you, catering to you, doing things that letting you control them. People gonna wake up and say, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. Like that Hall & Oates song. I'll do anything for you, but I ain't going for that. Everyone reaches that point in their life where they say, no, I'm okay, I've done a lot, but I'm not doing this. This is where I draw the line. And this is when she changes into another personality. And that personality brings out that next person's personality, the personality they may want to sick Dino on her, or the personality that may want to go, neck and neck over a goddamn cellophone, okay? She is getting the reflection of herself. You get what I'm saying? She basically, whatever she does for the moment, the minute she gets her, I'm not here to say they're weak, but yeah, they're weak. It is what it is. They're weak. The minute she gets, they have some type of weak spot in them. It could be they have a weak spot for a woman, weak spot for a nice looking lady, and a weak spot for a woman who is fast, a weak spot for someone who knows how to cook. These men are not focused on their spirits. They're focused on their flesh. And so they become victimized of their own weakness, and she feeds off of it. Okay? And so with this guy, anytime she's drawing these type of guys, it looks like she has a type. She loves dark-skinned men. She loves men who can grow a beard. And she loves men who have tempers. I mean, she kind of draws who she is. So I don't feel sorry for her. You get what I'm saying? It looks like she kind of draws her dad, right? Y'all heard about her dad, right? Wayne. Yeah, Wayne. And Wayne, has a lot of off-putting things on his name legally that you cannot scrub off and things like that. And so if you're raised around that, and then you have your mom, and I've seen her mom, or she had like a memorial or a tribute to her mother for Mother's Day and things like that. And her mom might have been a so soft-spoken woman. It's funny how, these type of spirits, they say they miss their mom. They miss their, their relationship. Oh, I wish my mom was here. But I'm sure when her mom was there, she probably looked at her mom like her mother was weak. Yeah, because I can kind of see that was in her a little bit, a little soft. So I don't think, and now look, I don't know this lady from nothing, but you kind of know her parents through her. She had to get that somewhere, right? And sometimes, because her mom probably was a meeker woman, a woman who may have not stood up, a woman who might have, lent a blind eye to things. She looked at her mom like maybe she was better than her because she can speak up. But her speaking up is so evil. It's so nasty. Like that, why did I get married? And, Michael J. White said, why you got to be so darn evil to Tasha, right? Smith. And that's what it is. It's like she just takes it straight below the belt, And so these men end up running, or they run and then do other things, like the man that she was with that is now has 83 years in the slammer. I don't know if he accrued that before. I'm sure he didn't accrue. Well, no, he accrued that last situation after dealing with her. Am I blaming her for that? No, but I've seen it before. I have seen a man with no record get with a Jezebel spirit, a woman who is very evil and nasty and controlling, and actually get a attempted you-know-what after that. I never heard about him again. I actually heard about that and things like that. So it happens. I mean, these people, I've seen what these Jezebel spirits can do. It can cause a man who knows better to act like he don't know better, because all things kind of like zap out. They don't have God to anchor them, because God is our anchor. And so when you don't have God in your life, you don't have that Holy Spirit guiding you and telling you, hey, you're going too far. Hey, let's turn this off. Hey, it's going to be okay. Hey, if you do that, you're going to pay for it. Because remember, every decision that we make, God is watching. He wants us to always do what's right. Right? And so that's why I always, in my videos, I let you guys know, no matter what someone else is doing, whether you're around a Jezebel spirit, you cannot do what that Jezebel does. That Jezebel honestly may not know better and may not be able to do better. And so the best thing you can do, whether you're a woman or a man and you're around the Jezebel spirit, because the Jezebel spirit is not just a woman, it's a guy too. It's a spirit. It can get into anything. Okay? One thing, what happens is, they know your buttons. They know what to say. You get what I'm saying? I think it was one time I heard that this was after Mrs LaTruth had gotten surgery, for his issue that he had about with his health a few years ago. Wow. And she went and tried to kick him, or try to take the bag, I think. Not kick him, but I think that's when the tote bag thing was going around. And she wanted to take the tote bag and wanted to hit him in his abdomen where he had surgery. How evil can you be? That could have really sent him over. But they have so much anger, it doesn't allow them to think and to be logical. And it really has to really kind of blow up before things maybe cease. But when it blows up and things start to clear, who is still going to be standing? Some of these people go to jail. Some of these people, they lose their minds dealing with Jezebel spirits all the time. Get my Jezebel Spirit ebook, guys. I have it. It's been so long since I've promoted it. I do have a lot of things for you guys. I have ebooks, and one of them I think is a Jezebel Spirit. It's in the description, you guys. If you purchase that is a great support for the channel. But yeah, a lot of people lose their minds. A lot of people are in jail. A lot of people are not even here anymore because they didn't know how to get away. So if you notice it during her many relationships that she has, all of them are up and down. They're never steady and solid because she's mentally not stable. It is what it is. I've seen too many changes in her demeanor for me to think that she's mentally stable to help anybody. I'm coming from a good space here because before I got into the Bible, you guys, which I'm going to spread the good news right now. You guys, I'm in Revelations. I started reading the Bible May 2 years ago. And this is 2 years ago. 2 years later. And I'm in just starting Revelations. I'll start it tomorrow. But I'm kind of scared because I tried to do Revelations before. And I read it when I didn't even know what the heck was going on. But, just to let you know, you can do it. You can get through that whole Bible in 2 years. Just be diligent, read every day, and you will see yourself out here saying that you have basically read the whole Bible. And I plan to go back and read again because I don't remember everything. It's not a type of book like that where you just read it and put it down. You refer to it and do what you need to do. And I'm still talking through that darn siren because the devil is a liar, right? Yeah. He always tries to disturb what I try to do. But yeah, so yeah, I'm coming from a good space here because the only thing that keeps me sane is the word, is knowing that God is here, is knowing that God can deliver you. And again, she needs deliverance. It is not easy. She is a person that even if she gets delivered today or tomorrow, you send her off and say, hey, you do things, you tell everybody the good news, but no, you can't be around me because her vessel has been so tainted. She's done so many things. It would take a lot of work and all of that. And you always have to understand that vessel is not fully, it's just not fully closed. It's not sound. It's dangerous at any time. It could collapse it, because what happens is when you get delivered, you have to understand that unless you close off all of those paths, all of those holes, all of those openings, the demons come back and they put, they bring back friends. You get what I'm saying? And, they come back with more friends. And so unless you are suited and booted in the Lord and know what's up, you're going to have a tough time. And that's not just for her, it's for anyone. So yeah, she's definitely struggling. She has a pattern. They saying that, the guy that is incarcerated for 80 something years, I was looking at the features of him and the features of her youngest son, because we're not counting the babies yet, because she didn't even count them. You get what I'm saying? She didn't even count them. For her Mother's Day tribute, I see some similarities. You get what I'm saying? But when all of your men kind of look the same, they're probably all going to kind of look the same. So we just don't know. The verdict is out on that. But she has that spirit. She doesn't know how to be just to herself. She doesn't know how to truly heal. It's tough to heal while you're still working out here and doing all the things she's doing and still trying to manage a relationship. And she and James, you get what I'm saying? I don't know what they on. They're literally night and day. Like one night they might be good, one day they're not. They're like up and down constantly. And so how does he feel about her, sharing these videos, these memories of her being, with her children and things, and none of them, those photos or those video recordings were not necessarily when she was in a relationship with him. I've been listening around, and I'm like, yeah, that is a good point. Like, why, it's kind of tough because your children are there. They are representatives of your past. You can't get rid of them. Like, you can't get rid of, when I say you can't get rid of them, you can't get rid of your exes or the memory of them, because you have your children right there. They are the markers of, yes, you have a relationship. And I mean, you had a relationship from, in the past from who you're with now. And so you have to get a mature person who can handle that. You get what I'm saying? And so that relationship is kind of, a little off, because he doesn't have any children from anyone else. It's just supposedly with her, so that is unbalanced, and she's imbalanced mentally, and so is he. So you got all these imbalances going on. And so that's what we're seeing in these Britney streets. And so has she made things worse on herself? I feel so bad for the situation, because if she did not want anybody, we didn't know that she had this type of past, especially with, the guy that's in, the slammer now for 83 years. We didn't know that it goes that deep with what she likes. She definitely likes bad boys. She loves bad situations. She loves drama. If they ain't down for drama, if they ain't down to, rumble, if you will, whether it be spiritually, mentally, or physically, she really probably would find that relationship kind of boring. I think she likes that type of attention. I think that's just what it is. If you don't work out with her, if you want to leave her, then you're going to leave with a charge on you. You're going to leave with something on your record. Whether you were convicted of it or not, it's on your record with her. And so the fellas have to understand that just comes with the territory with Miss Britney. She likes to leave her mark by marking your name where you're not even able to possibly get a job. So you got to be careful. So all that shaking the hips, all that stuff that she does, just understand that she does that with everybody. You're not special. She comes with baggage, babies, and drama. Okay? More than a lot of you fellas are probably are willing to go through. Okay? So open your eyes, close your pants, and be careful, because Miss Britney is always on the prowl. All right? All right, guys. We got through it. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see ya